So we have done a ton of fantasy draft rebuilds on this channel over the years, and all of them have been with the snake style, where you get a pick at 1, you don't get to pick until round 2's last pick, and obviously it makes it a little bit more fair in that sense, as you're not just taking the number 1 pick in each round. However, they do have that fixed ability. You can actually make it where you draft the same spot, the same position, every single round. And I thought, let's see what kind of teams we can build, and more importantly, what teams the AI will be left with a fixed static draft. And obviously, we're going to make it a little bit better on ourselves, as we're going to have the very first pick every single round. And now, obviously, I can still sell. I am still me in the end. But this should result in our best team we have ever drafted. Now, I think it goes without saying that if you're going to do the first overall pick every single round, you kind of need to do a rebuild for the 32nd pick in every single round. If that's something you guys want to see, maybe leave a like, 200 likes, and maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But I don't know what team we're going to have, so I'm going to start this draft and move on to the first pick overall, which, of course, ironically enough, I think may have been the Packers. The Packers of all teams. And if you couldn't tell, the reason why I'm saying that is because, of course, my favorite real-life team is the Packers, and a lot of people talk about how, another Packers rebuild, mainly trolling, but at the same time also, kind of legit. What are the actual odds? And we are on the clock. Obviously, you can see we have the first overall pick. Okay, I think it's glitching. It's saying we still have the second pick, or the 4th pick in the next round. But obviously, we do have... Wait, why can't I pause it? Hello? Let me pause it. Okay, it did let me pause. But obviously, we have Patrick Mahomes, the first overall pick, which makes a lot of sense. This pick, like I said, I usually like to go edge, I like to go corner. Wide receiver is not the worst move either. I do have my How to Draft a Perfect Fantasy Draft team guide pulled up, and we're going to be kind of following that thing to draft the best possible team ever. I'm probably going to be rocking the Chiefs playbook out the gate as well. I want to see how strong of a team we can build here, and then obviously with the 32nd pick, how unfortunate could it get? Of course, looking at the pass rush, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Daniel Hunter, I guess Josh Allen, based on age, makes a lot of sense. 26 years old is perfectly fine. In our Jaguars rebuild we recently had, he was all right. What about Aiden Hutchinson? 88 overall. This is a tough one, though. This is tough. If you guys have any quirky kind of rebuild challenges you'd guys like to see, though, let me know in the comment section below, and maybe that'll be something that we get to at some point. And I think I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson here. I'm going to hope Quentin Williams is there the next round. Aiden Hutchinson... I can't shoot. I got to back out. I forgot. But yeah, when deciding, I usually go with what are the toughest positions to draft and develop, and pass rusher is very high up there. Wide receiver is kind of up there. Running back is way up there. Those types of positions. DT, it's not that hard, but it's really, 50-50 if you're going to get somebody that's actually going to put up numbers. But DT, Quentin Williams is there, but I want to make sure, because wide receiver this is probably our last chance at wide receiver as well, and I want to make sure that we have our best available player. You do have guys like Olave, I would assume Garrett Wilson, and Puka Nacua all here. Very viable names. I really do not want to draft and develop a wide receiver from the CPU class. Olave could be our guy here. Actually, it says Olave's a 5th round pick. There's no way. Who made this guide? Terrible guide. But you know what? I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to it. We're going to be going with Mr. Quentin Williams. I think the value is just absolutely there. 25 years old, superstar. Got 2 really good pass rushers now. And we move on to the 4th round. And Deron Bland, like I was expecting him to be, is still there. The value is immense. 24 years old at an 88 overall, almost a 90. Got to go for him. And if Olave is here, we're really cooking. I want to see this. Tell me Olave is there. Tell me. He is. What about Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts is still there too. When does he go? It says round 6, pick 1. If we actually pull off Olave into Pitts, this is the goated draft. This is the goated draft. Let's see it. Let's see it. Please tell me Pitts is there. Oh, that would be so freaking goated. And he's gone. I was lied to. Who is this? Jeromepkr. I'm never watching this guy again, dude. Absolutely awful. Just, he lied. He said pick 1. Had Josh Jacobs as well, and he's gone too. Josh Jacobs has been one of the best sim running backs that I've seen in a while in game. I don't know what it is, but he just cooks. and he's still pretty young. I might go like a Pacheco or Jonathan Taylor. You need a proven running back. So, normally I would go like a really low, but it just don't work out like that anymore. But I want to make sure that we're getting our very best players, so I'm going to do my due diligence, or whatever I just said. You know what? No Pitts, no Josh Jacobs. The next best thing, Jonathan Taylor. He's still a pretty damn good running back, still puts up good numbers, and he should be here for, depending on how well he starts off, for another 6 to 8 seasons, believe it or not. So I think that's a very valuable pick. And even though I'm throwing away Jameson Williams for this, I'm going to be going with Joke. He always turns into a really good player. Going to be moving to middle linebacker and hoping when he needs a contract, it doesn't cost us too much. And then this round, I think I already had it solved, and I've already forgotten. I think it's Jalen Carter this round. I will take a look at wide receiver just in case we see, what's his name? Jameson, but yeah, that's just not going to be the case. But we are going to end up going with Jalen Carter if he is there, which sometimes he isn't. But he is this time. Jalen Carter always devs up. The Beast to move on with Quentin Williams. We need one edge rusher, and we're cooked. We're in a good spot. We got a wide receiver. We got no tight end, unfortunately. Freiermuth might have been a pick that last round. What about Laporta? Laporta actually is in this round, and you know what? I'm going to go with Laporta. I'm going to add a new name. I don't think I've ever drafted him, or at least when he was in his 80s of overalls. So get ourselves a nice tight end there, and get ourselves a nice tight end, all right. And we're going to be doubling down on linebacker. Quay Walker with that field general is goated, although now he's run stopper, unfortunately. But he's really good in sim. He develops all the time as well. Quay Walker. And I know DJ Turner is there, but I like Elam a little more. We're going to go with Elam as our cornerback, too. And then we're going to finally go with a little bit of O-line. Skoronsky, very balanced across the board. Not a bad pick. Then we go with another rookie lineman in Paris Johnson. I think the next round we take safety. Actually, I sold kind of hard. I completely forgot about Trent Brown. Whoops. The value of Trent Brown is immense, and I completely forgot about him. Kirby Joseph's the pick here. A lot of times I overthink it. I'm just going to grab him. And we're going to go with Kalijah Cansey at this pick. I think he will actually play edge. And then Anton Harrison is basically just sitting on our lap like kind of like a little slut, to be honest. And we like him a lot, so we're going to bring him in. Then I like the Kyler Gordon value, so boom, could even play safety. You know what? He's going to be safety. I'm sick of it. I was denied of him being safety in the Bears franchise because of the change direction, the jumping and all that, which does make sense in fairness. He's being safety for us. The ultra value, even though he's 26, of Connor Williams is undeniable. We need one more lineman, and I think we're fine. Romeo Doubs, the value of 23 years old, is definitely there, so that's who we're going to be taking. Wide receivers are kind of set. Next round, I think, might be Trenton. But Trenton Simpson's a guy that does fluctuate quite a bit. We'll see if he is there. Could find him by speed. There he is. Trenton Simpson, 72 overall. Hidden Dev, welcome. We did cook. Obviously, it's nice having that first pick overall. But we are kind of cooking. You could definitely feel the difference. It is pretty noticeable. It is a good team. Honestly, I don't even need Drew Sanders, but I'm just going to take him for the value. We kind of have like a freebie pick here. Why not? We're going to grab the big fella. A.J. Dillon. Then we grab Nolan Smith for backup depth. Then we grab the mobster for the backup spot at safety. Then the best sleeper tight end known to man in franchise history, Luke Musgrave. I don't know how many more players we need on the offensive line, but Joe Tippmann is a guy you do not want to pass up usually. Lewis Seen on the scene. Almost never does anything for us, but obviously the speed, the hit power, the dev, and the youth. The true GOAT backup safety, Nick Cross. Speedster, even though he's 23, Chase Brown. Why not? And at this point, it pretty much going to be taking like players that we really need, like maybe wide receivers and whatnot. What about Trey Palmer? 22 years old. Why not? Looking pretty decent. Just all these kind of backup players that we don't really need to have starting, honestly. Malik Willis for the backup spot. Why not? You know, that's a guy maybe we should have went with in our Bison's franchise. Completely forgot about that fella. Israel Abanikanda. I like the age, obviously. 20 years old. Man, would I'd like to be young again. 8 years older than that is a pain. But yeah, basically going for, players that are fast. Guys like Papo and, Overshown, those types of linebackers, and just grabbing some depth. So the next time you'll hear from me is when the roster is aligned. Here is the team for year one. We've got a lot of really good players. Definitely could have done a little bit better at wide receiver, but Olave is still a very good option. And then Romeo Doubs, haven't really had much of a chance to develop him in these types of rebuilds, but we'll have a chance with having a very good quarterback with the Chiefs scheme, and it makes sense because we have Mahomes. I mean, that's what we do. We rock, at least in the couple of early seasons in a fantasy draft, we rock the scheme of the quarterback that we take I think that would make a lot of sense. Of course, Mahomes is the quarterback here. Really, looking at offense, maybe a new center, maybe a new wide receiver too, and you're golden. And then defensively, I mean, there's not really much to do here either. Free safety, perhaps. I might have made a team that's too good and just doesn't even need a rebuild. But since this is kind of a fantasy style, I could always, build up a little bit of wealth and then maybe trade up different positions to get better. Like, we trade up Trenton Simpson and like a first-round pick to get Nick Bolton or something like that. So we'll see. And also, of course, there are money situations. You don't know who you're going to be able to keep, and because all of our players are good, there's a good chance that we're going to have a lot of re-signings that we just can't do anything about. Of course, like I said, I already did mention it, but I want to mention it again because that draft was so fun to me because I just love fantasy drafts. That if you do have a suggestion for some sort of challenge rebuild, especially if it's a fantasy draft challenge rebuild, let me know in the comment section below because I would love to do it. Of course, like I said, 32 fixed position, probably be our next one we do. Maybe on Monday, 200 likes or, I don't know, whatever. Not really the toughest thing to get. Oh, I got to release someone, actually. I think it was the quarterback that I was supposed to release. Wait, I think this has been a glitch. I think this is a new glitch, by the way. Because I had 54, and then I released the quarterback, and all of a sudden I have 54 again. Like, I literally chose a really bad quarterback on purpose so I could release them when we got to this stage. Oh, they sound... Okay, fair enough. We don't have anyone at right guard. Fair enough. Okay, makes sense. Maybe it's not a glitch. Maybe I'm just dumb. But like I said, while you're down there, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, as well as I do a ton of franchise stuff. We do a ton of franchise stuff, but let's get on into this really, really challenging rebuild. But yeah, I mean, realistically, this isn't a challenge rebuild in the sense that, it's really going to be challenging, but the challenge is going to be to try to become a dynasty, become one of the best teams in the league, and just dominate the league. 3 seasons minimum, up to 5. That's kind of our range in pretty much any rebuild. And who would have thought that this was going to be a good start? Jonathan Taylor, obviously. Quentin Williams, obviously. Kirby Joseph, likely. Mapu might not be. John Michael Schmidt's definitely not. And I don't think any of the other guys are like must-keep players. I guess Moody, maybe Stonehouse, but we obviously can afford all of this pretty easily. I do worry a little bit, though, about... we've got a... how is his... I get the market, but, he's so far backwards on motivation, yet he has multiple things that are actually leading him really far up. But sure, I guess. Let's go with a 6-year 66 for our man, Jonathan Taylor. Kirby Joseph, let's go with a 7-year deal. I went from, I don't know if I'm going to keep him, to trying to keep him forever. Very, very polarizing decisions. Mapu is not bad, or Mapu. Mapu, I can't remember. Somebody really got mad that I pronounced it the way I did, so whoops. And then kicker, I'm going to go crazy with this as well. 7-year 24 for a guy that has all the potential in the world. Just got to get Quentin Williams back, and we are cooking. Of course, went with some of the best special teamers that you can get, especially based on age. So 14 years for 50 mil for our special teamers, basically. Obviously, it's 7 and 7, but you know what I mean. When you add the the per year cost. And I think we're gonna have the bye week. We do. The Vikings also comparative. The Bears even in a fantasy shakeup. To be fair, I don't know what draft pick they had. Still at the bottom of the division. Obviously, things could be coming, but as of right now, not quite. And 14-3, obviously, expected to do pretty well with the first pick overall. Let's take a look at the stats and the awards. The first overall guy for Patrick Mahomes, 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 4,300 yards. Taylor was pretty good. Laporta should go up in dev. Olave with the touchdowns definitely should go up in dev. Palmer decent, and then Romeo Doubs, no matter what, just not going to be the guy ever, huh? Obviously, we need something to draft, so wide receiver does make sense. Pass rush, Williams, pretty damn good. Carter, pretty damn good. And then, I don't know what that is. 5 sacks for Hutchinson, 4 for Kalijah Cansey. Joke, no joke, with 8 interceptions. Could go right to X Factor. Probably should, especially with the tackles. Man, it was a good decision. Kirby Joseph might go to Superstar. Moody, 10 for 10, could win Kicker of the Year. Man, there was a lot of really good seasons in this one. MVP does go to Mahomes. We're in the NFC, actually, so let's do that. Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year number 2. Oh, that would have been so clutch. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Best Quarterback, Best Running Back, Best Wide Receiver. 2nd for O-line, 3rd and 9 for D-line. Somehow only 5 for Joke. How is 8 interceptions 5th? I gotta see Andrew Van Ginkel. What team? The Rams. Number 7 for DB and number 4 for kicker. I mean, this is one of the best like run of ability or awards I've ever seen. Like, we won so much stuff there. Van Ginkel did have 12.5 sacks, but 12.5 sacks is never going to beat 8 interceptions when you're looking at linebacker to linebacker. Linebacker getting 8 sacks is like a DB getting the NFL record, pretty much. It's crazy. But the Vikings, like we talked about, 87 overall for us, 85 for them. It very well could be a Super Bowl year 1. It very well could be, which, I'll be honest, it would be lackluster, but it would, in theory, hopefully, be a shorter video. Going to the end of the game, 3-0, 3-7, 10-7, 10-10, 17-10. Nice little drive. No score, though. It's a close game. Up by 14 now, up by 11. And one more score would do it. Even a field goal. Maybe not, actually. And the Vikings have a chance. And they're going to take this thing to overtime. But we win the game, I believe. Barely clutching up after selling hard. And Kenny Pickett, of all people, outplayed Mahomes. Taylor with 2 rushing touchdowns helped. But, 96-yarder kind of saved the day. Mahomes getting outplayed by Kenny Pickett was not on the old bingo card. Williams and Carter cooking with a sack each. Moody missing a kick, please. It'd be really cool, though, if Skoronski still got to superstar, because, number 2 for a rookie is pretty insane. As the starter, 87 overall versus their 85. Almost did take Dexter. Aiden Hutchinson wasn't great, or even good, but I do not regret our decisions. We got Jalen Carter. We got freaking... Quentin Williams, we got Aiden, who, just play better. Like, simply just, you're homeless, buy a home, buy a house. What's the mean? I don't remember. 7-7, 14-7, 14-14, 17-14, and this is not going the way we would hope it would. The Eagles kind of giving us a run. Up by 1 at halftime. 4th quarter, up by 4. Touchdown kind of needed here, and we're kind of selling. We have a chance to put this away, and we do! We're headed to the Super Bowl. Year 1, fixed draft. Don't get me wrong. It should be like this, but you give, 100 different people the first pick overall every round. 100 people aren't winning the Super Bowl, simply put. And I could be a part of that 100 that doesn't win it. So don't act like it's a guarantee. It should be, pretty obvious to do, and it should be something you should do, but definitely far from a guarantee, no matter what. Obviously, there could have been different draft picks that we made and different, positions that other people would have valued higher than us. But in the end, we are where we are, and the decisions we made have led us to this spot. And we could be a year 1 Super Bowl team, which it definitely would be something. I wonder who the team is going to be. I guess it really doesn't matter. I guess playbooks do matter, but we don't know what the actual rosters are, and it's Packers versus Jets. Imagine they still had freaking Rodgers anyways. That'd be kind of crazy. But looking at it, the Jets... Did they have a bye week? Look at the Jets cooking. Bye week Jets. Number 1 seed, both sides. Jets winning 17-0 against Baltimore, and then 42-32 in that one. A lot higher of a scoring game. And here it is for all the marbles in year 1. Man, what a challenge. Of course, 32 is why I didn't do... I at first thought of 32 every round first, but then I was like... If we complete the 32, there's really no point in doing pick 1 because pick 1's going to be easier. So that's why we did it in this order. Olave goes up in dev, Laporta goes up in dev, and Taylor goes up in dev, which is all great. Joke is a superstar. I thought it was a chance he could have gone to X Factor. Trenton is a superstar, though, which is awesome. And Kirby Joseph's a superstar. Wait, when did Trenton get dev up then? Did we get another one of those, it could have been a weekly training thing, or did he win a weekly award? I see those every once in a while. Valentine went up in dev. That's a little surprising. Superstar dev for Kirby Joseph. This team cooked, bro. Even like I said, Valentine going up in dev is crazy to me. That slot wide cornerback is getting some dev ups these days. Actually, did Gordon go up in dev? I think he was normal still. Yeah, he's still normal. But this team is goated. We obviously have some upgrades to do. I'm going to do those manually because this is our only chance to really get bulk upgrades done without them auto-progressing to... whatever the highest archetype is. And you do get a gist of what, kind of pick they had by getting Josh Allen. I think that's pick 3 overall. So it's pick 1 overall versus pick 3 overall. Definitely a little bit of an advantage drafting higher. Who would have thought? Here we go to the end of the game. The Jets giving up the ball and giving us 3-2-7 now. Offense had a lot of opportunities, but this being this close of a game still is kind of disappointing. I mean, look at all the opportunities we're gaining off of this Jets team. And there we go, finally taking advantage of them. 24-10, and that will be it. Man, what a challenge this has been. This has been super difficult. So I guess it's going to be a 3-year rebuild, as there's no point in going beyond that. We're going to try to win 2 out of 3 years. And if you can't do that, you're not even close to the greatest team or close to the greatest team of all time, let alone even a decent team. So we're going to try to win one, win back-to-back. That'd be great. And then if we win 3 in a row, you're looking at the greatest team of all time, which I think there's a chance it happens. Obviously, we keep this team intact for the most part. Then we potentially upgrade in the offseason with some sort of wide receiver. Might even trade like Dobbs and a first-round pick to upgrade that wide receiver position, because that's our real big glaring need. Obviously, there's some offensive linemen we could use, but for the most part, that's the position. But yeah, if we don't trade for a wide receiver, I think O-line future-proofing is huge, because once again, when you're building these types of teams, O-line is the one position you really can't afford to pay, especially considering it's a pretty easy replacement in the CPU-generated draft. But what everyone wanted to see, of course, was Mahomes hoisting another Lombardi, and there you have it. Your wish is granted. Josh Allen outplayed by Mahomes. Mahomes had his best game yet. Taylor has been great. Palmer is cooking. I guess it's like the number 3 is actually like the number 2? I don't know, man. All right, here we are in this staff week, the off season. See what we got for retirements. Probably none. Our average age is like 25 probably or less. They'd have some like mentors in there perhaps. Yeah, Sue and Ben Jones. Fair enough. The mentors, but obviously our main core starters are still here. $83 million. Don't think we're going to be spending any money in free agency, and I think we have all of our negotiations sorted. We might lose some backups, but those can be solved through free agency, obviously. Let's take a look. Phil Staff, we lost player. I guess we won the Super Bowl and we're not a good team anymore. Mapu's like market value here is pretty good. A 3-year 12 for a guy of his caliber is definitely worth it. And the rest, see you later. Fullback, we'll just draft one. I mean, look at this staff. They're all gone. 4-3. We do have a 4-3. West Coast is power. Vertical zone. I mean, that's okay. Let's go with Stephen Parsons, I suppose. And then Sammy Rios for a defensive coordinator. Free agency, basically the guys who kind of expected. Could get Juszczyk back, but fullback doesn't really matter that much. Because you imagine we lose and we just miss the playoffs entirely. It's like, oh, I guess Juice actually mattered that much. Never mind. So it cost us a fortune, but I think it's worth it. We ended up trading Romeo Dobbs, a first this year, a second this year, a third this year, and a fifth this year, with a second next year for Jalen Waddle, which now I would imagine gives us the best wide receiver duo in the league in Olave and Waddle. And of course, Trey Palmer at the number 3 spot. That was costly, but we should still be able to have a little bit of draft capital to land some rookies anyways. All right, here we are. Definitely not going to be trading up and probably not going to be trading down since we're already at 32 in the second round anyways. What could you really gain? Move back like 10 spots? Because usually it's like by middle of the the third round, that's usually when like all of the talent is gone. So it's kind of no point after that. We have a day 3, so maybe actually there is, because if we go day 3 route with these 2 centers, we could actually land multiple, probably. The clock is running, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Flowers looks pretty good, too. I wanted a running back who I scouted a little bit further, and he's not that fast, but I like that break tackle. 4.53, he's got an A truck, A break tackle, B stiff arm. Kind of need a running back. If he's there in the 4th, I'll grab him, but obviously as a 3, day round 3 to 4, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm going to move down after all, as I think the biggest positional need we could use is future center or future lineman, I guess, and we could get those 2 centers. So if we can get like 2 late thirds or like a high 4th with a late 3rd or something, that would be grand. Don't know if that's going to happen, though. This is kind of what I'm looking for, 86 and 118. I don't think you're going to get much better than that. We're going to move on to that pick, though, and see if there's anyone there. First, I always like to see what they go for. Oh, he actually was a high projected. I think he might have been a 1-2 safety, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see what we got at 22. See if there's anyone that actually fell further than we thought, like Flowers, maybe. All the linemen. Clinton, that's a name. Williams, of course. Obviously, the two centers, I definitely don't want to lose them, but kind of curious to see what our DT situation is like. I think we have, Jalen Carter and Quentin Williams, so, I mean, unless one of them needs to be paid, which I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I think we're fine, probably, hopefully. So do I take... Nah, I'm going to take the DT. I'm going to take the value, I think. Marvin Clinton, a bunch of Bs in there, which is strength. Fair enough. Normal dev as expected, but that's all right. Let's move on to the next round and then trade up, probably. So we do have 2 fourths, so I'm going to go back-to-back, assuming they're there. Washington and Carolina. 6 and a 7 does it from 22 in this round. Don't know what it's going to take to get to Carolina, but I definitely want to book a flight. I feel like I'm disrespecting my dog here because he's my guy every fantasy draft. I always draft Nick Cross, but unfortunately Nick Cross is going to have to be traded for a lineman. He's my mans. I always go for Nick Cross. But this is a pretty cool name, though. John Almodovar. Welcome. And Dev kind of expected it, but you never know. See a lot of guys with great potential, and they just never have Dev, which is really unfortunate. We also have a 4th round later. I probably didn't even need to get rid of Nick Cross. No shot. Kenny Flaherty. Jesus. 84 strength, but normal dev, so we didn't even need that trade. So I just traded Nick Cross for a bum. Newsom went. That was actually on our he was on our list, but the running backs were there. I'm going to go with Farrell, though, because he was one of those really fast types. I don't know if he's going to be superstar, but we're going to grab him. And he could be. 98 strength, 98 speed, 98 excel, 98 agility. I'm just going too fast. I'm just speaking too fast. And I need to chill out. Just chill out. Let's go to the next round. If one of those running backs is there, we probably trade up just for the depth. I don't even know who's our backup right now anyways. And the running back is still there. Corner's there. Could play safety, but meh. Caleb Moore, speedy. I want him. Back to the Commanders. We actually don't even need a running back. We have A.J. Dillon and Chase Brown on 3-year deals. But I don't care. I'm here already. You can take all of these players. Hopefully that's enough. Boom. To be fair, Anaconda on his own is worth the trade. Like, he's actually probably a guy I would easily give up like a 4th or a 5th, and probably like a 4th for if I was like needing a starting running back, because he's really young and he's got potential. But Caleb Moore is going to be our guy. Let's see what we got. Normal dev, a little bit of speed, but basically just got ourselves a longer contract at Anaconda. But yeah, that's basically it. If I see a 1-year contract on a fantasy draft rebuild, you kind of need to trade him because you can't afford everyone or even close to everyone. So you got to get rid of whatever you can. Draft recap. Don't expect too much here, but we got a couple of players. They're all really low overall. I do want to see the wide receiver, but while we're here, let's take a look at Almodovar. Very good pass blocking, which kind of makes me think maybe he's a tackle, even though he's tiny. And he's superstar. Wow, what a draft pick! Actually, we'll take that. Might have actually taken 2 superstars because Farrell does have that build. Insanely athletic, really good jumping. Spec catch is decent. Catch is good enough. One thing I hate about these players is they don't have the juke move. It's so frustrating seeing someone that fast with no juke move. I get it. They don't want you to have like a GOAT. Yeah, he's already kind of the GOAT with superstar. But at the same time, it's like, just give him a little bit. Like, start him off at 85 at least, juke move. We can work with that. It's not going to give you the quick jukes, I don't think. But it'll get you close enough to 90, which does get you the quick jukes. But yeah, not a great draft, but that's because we spent so much draft capital on Waddle. But even though we already kind of traded a little bit for next year, we're in an okay spot with a way better wide receiver, right? We're missing a 2nd, 5th, and 6th, but that's fine. And all of that's in the past now, so we have Waddle to go with it. Here we go for Season 2. Obviously, we're doing this season and another, no matter what happens, whether we win 3 straight or we, don't even make the playoffs this season, and then the next season we don't make the playoffs. But the team obviously looks great. Offensive line is getting up there, and Connor Williams is normal and is, he's 27, so he's not going to go up too much in overall, but he is still a very good overall, and he's balanced across the board. Obviously, adding Waddle should make this offense go even faster. We got, like, one of the fastest, best offenses in the league. Farrell was 98 speed. Waddle's, like, probably 98, 99. Taylor's one of the fastest running backs. Mahomes is he's no slouch. Laporta's obviously pretty fast. Defensively, nothing really need to be changed here other than, Bland and Gordon getting dev ups, but you can't really control that. Quay Walker needs a dev up, and all the linebackers are at Superstar Plus, so this is a really good team. Who would have thought, once again. Kalijah, 1 of 2 for his Camp Standout. That's 10k XP. He's kind of cooking. 111 mil. Obviously, you pay Hutchinson. Oh, we had to pay Waddle. We just got him. Laporta for sure. Simpson at that price, absolutely. Paris, maybe. Elam for sure. Harrison, I don't know. Connor, definitely not. We can afford this, but I do worry about paying linemen. That's why I always try to draft them very early on in any sort of rebuild. 7-year, 200 for Aiden. Jalen Waddle, 6-year, 123, I think is fine. And then Laporta is a little bit more expensive, but I'm going to try to get him on that, 7-year deal. 7-year 98, maybe 7-year 100. Trenton Simpson, like I said, absolutely at that price. I mean, 7-year 35 is just goated. 41 mil left. Elam for sure. I think you replace the lineman. I don't think you keep a team as good as this good by paying linemen. As much as I would love to, I just don't see it. Maybe Anton, because he's a little bit cheaper, but I don't know, dude. Like, can you really afford this? Paris is definitely the better player, and he's got 2 upgrade points to go with it. I genuinely don't know. And they're both giving up a decent bit of sacks. Anton Harrison is doing worse. I mean, if you're going to pay one, you got to pay him the whole whack, because you're getting a pretty good contract here. 20 mil left. I think we let Anton Harrison go. We just keep Paris Johnson because he's the better player, I guess. That makes sense. 20 mil left over to re-sign whoever we got to pay. With a win, I would imagine we get the bye week. And we do with the win. We might not have even needed the win, to be fair. Another trench boost. Another game without allowing... Yeah, there we go. 10k XP for everyone. Those trench boosts are so damn strong. We got 20k now in 2 different seasons just for the whole line. But let's take a look. Mahomes, number 1. The touchdowns look low, though. Was that 34 touchdowns? But this is what the season looked like. Pretty damn strong, obviously. Just won the Super Bowl, so kind of makes sense. But another bye week. Did we have a bye week last time, actually? I can't... I'm pretty sure it's back-to-back bye weeks. I'm recording this another day, so stop yelling at me. MVP for Mahomes, back-to-back years, probably. Taylor did kill it, though. Olave was great. Laporta was pretty good. And then Waddle. I don't know if we have better chances of winning with higher overalls, but I will say it's like 99% scheme-based for what kind of numbers you're going to get for each position or each player. And O-line, Anton Harrison was kind of bad, but Paris Johnson from 9 sacks allowed to 6. Pretty good stuff. Skoronski, another really good year from him. Quentin Williams, 13 sacks, 9.5 for Carter. And then Hutch and Cansey, just terrible. I mean, I'm going to have to change it up. Bland, please tell me gets a star dev. Moody missed 3 kicks, one of them being blocked. And let's take a look at MVP. Is it back-to-back? It is not. It's Joe Burrow yoinking it. Little surprised by that. Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year, and no award wins. Best QB, though. Best running back, though. Best wide receiver, though. Skoronski again at number 2. Oh, the pain. 7 for Quentin. Linebacker not on the list. DB at number 7, and then kicker at number 9. But we're in the playoffs. Like we said, we got that bye week, so it's a little easier to win it all. Get to play less games, obviously. First game, though. In the divisional round, the 9-8 Detroit Lions. They barely got here, and they had to beat a team to get to where they are physically right now. So they kind of feel like one of those dangerous teams where you just can't be too careful. As in, like, you can never be too careful. I don't freaking know what the damn phrase is. Good stop. Got a 3-pointer from 3-point range, I guess. 10-7. Nice touchdown drive for the Lions. We get a touchdown. They get nothing before half, which is a huge missed opportunity. We get a field goal, leaving the door open. 13-point game, and like I said, doors open, 6-point game. Huge drive, though. Took a lot of time and regained that 2-possessioner, which will be enough to beat the division rivals and move on to the championship round. Mahomes was great. Levis is the starting quarterback. That's interesting. Jonathan Taylor, not bad. Zamir White with 2 touchdowns, 3 yards per carry. Touchdowns, got a bunch for us. They had one with Braxton Berries. They look like a random team. Like, look at these name drops. They're so mid, yet they're here. I don't know. Maybe the Lions are the scheme to beat. And here we go with a billion upgrades. Kyler Gordon, kind of want to go hybrid because his zone's already pretty damn good. So I think I am going to, because he's going to go with zone on his own anyway. So hybrid might be juiced. 2-man, 1 zone is a good upgrade, I think. Sam Laporta with a vertical threat. Going to get him to 91 overall. I like to see some of the upgrades every once in a while. See what I'm working with, of course. Waddle's release is going to be really bad, so physical every time. This is usually like a +3 as well. Well, +3 to spec catch, which is pretty decent, but that would have been nice to go to release instead. And then same kind of situation here with Farrell. These slot-type guys, They're definitely going to be lacking in the release department, and that is a pretty big upgrade you need to get off the line quickly. But let's move on to the championship round, where it could be any specific team, just not the Cowboys, because that scheme seems to be busted. Yay, the Cowboys! How are ya, fellas? Myles Garrett, Matabike, and was it Justin Simmons? Some okay names. We'll say Justin Simmons probably not worth drafting. He usually still goes kind of high, and I think he is only star dev, unless he is superstar, but he is on the older side. Definitely going to regress soon. Maybe he already did. Huge touchdown for Dallas out the gate. We get 3, even though it was a struggle fest to get that. 14-3 now. 21-3. This is going to be one of those sims. This is one of those sims. You sometimes get those sims where one team just completely rolls the other team for absolutely no reason. And like I said, this is one of those sims. We are the Super Bowl champions last season. We have the Chiefs offense and the best team in the league. And because it's the Cowboys, we lose by 24. Thank you, EA, for the great game. 220 yards for David Montgomery. 97-yarder. I'm gonna look it up. I want to see David Montgomery's longest career run. Okay, put some respect on his name. He's got a 75-yarder and an 80. Might even have a couple of those, like 70 to 75, range, because that's just the long for the season. Oh, okay. I didn't respect your game, David. How the hell do you let David Montgomery run for that? All-out blitz and it just doesn't go your way? I gotta see. Now I have to see the runs to believe the runs. How come I keep losing my OC and DC? This is some bull crap. Is there like a sign them for a lot longer than like 1 minute thing? Because this is so dumb. Like, we won the Super Bowl, we lost them. We didn't even come close to the Super Bowl, we lost them. Please, can I just keep a dude? What's the closest? I guess that's kind of the closest, even though it's a 4-3 defense, but the offense? Oh, my. But all of a sudden, we have 50 mil. I don't know what Anton wants now. He definitely wants a little bit more than before, but I think I'm fine either way. We're going to move on. I think it's smart to save money, because we know how these go. Maybe not for this one, because it's a little bit of a shorter rebuild, but I think this is, the smart thing to do. I think money always becomes a problem in these rebuilds, in every rebuild, especially if you're paying linemen. We have a superstar to replace Connor. It sucks to lose him, but we have a superstar to replace him, and then we just draft someone, I don't know, in the first round or something to replace the very highest sacks allowing Anton Harrison. All right, I don't know what I have, but I can tell you 29 should be fine. I have a lot of 2 to 3s, as I always do, and we have no second-round pick because of, well, Waddle, who had, under 900 yards, I believe, so totally worth it. Oh, is this guy. I didn't have any, safeties or anything like that because we don't need them, but is that Benjamin? Benjamin. I don't know, that's interesting. Not bad. We also need a lineman. What about Devin Milner? Don't know anything about him because I just don't expect these round 1 guys to be here. I know not everyone could be round 1, but usually they aren't, so do I trade down and increase my odds of getting a hit in by taking, Hunt and I don't freaking know, Garland? Or do I take value with Patterson? Well, I guess it wouldn't even be value anyways. I don't know. I really don't know. There's a really decent corner there. Flowers. Mr. Keontae Flowers. You could probably trade down, get him, maybe put him at safety. He looks kind of slow on that left side though. I also do, like I said, like this tackle and the safety. I'm going to trade down. I think I'm going to increase my odds of getting a hidden dev lineman, which we absolutely need one, by taking 2, by trading this pick down to, the late second and then getting an early third out of it. I think that's a smart thing to do. Or the Bears pick is even a little bit better than that, really. Yeah, that's going to be the move. Interdivisional, I don't care. It's a non-realistic style rebuild. We have all those staff points as well. Stupid guys keep leaving us. Don't know what the story is there, but, we'll just keep on grabbing new ones. See if any value is here. Wide receiver, don't really care too much about that. Don't really need it. Any players we didn't expect? Flowers is still there. Okay. Definitely something. Definitely something. We don't really need corner, but he's got versatility with being good at zone and then probably man. But I don't know if I like that speed. How old is he? 22? I think I trade down again, get more O-line. The drafts, I'll be honest with you, a little boring. Okay, they're a little boring. It's just the way it is. Oh, I like this. Thank you, Minnesota. We're going to be trading for one of the linemen at that spot pretty much. I guess I could probably actually trade 4 physical linemen if I wanted to, but yeah, we'll go with the youngster. Why not? Why the hell not? Who is the guy? Hunt, I think, was my number 1. So Justin Hunt, 21 years old, hidden dev. Might be the starting left tackle. Might be the starting left tackle. We've got a couple of third-round picks now. All right, we trade the whole set here. 2/4 this, a 5th next, and a 7th this with Duggan for the Buccaneers pick. Blackwell was one of my linemen, but I also kind of want a linebacker, so I'm going to just kind of play this by ear, and whatever I like is what I like. Let's see what we got in the non-scouted, if you want to call it that. Not really a whole lot. Linebacker, DT's also great. Hargrove looks pretty good. Williamson, Philibin, I don't really like... Oh, actually, I like Macklin. Macklin actually looks pretty good, but these guys are always super hit or miss. I'm willing to take them, though. Nice, hidden dev. Usually the guys that run a 4.62, those are the hidden devs. I don't know if that's true. I might just be speaking things. But I swear, 4.62 is the magic number. Like the 4.6 range is hidden dev more often than not. Don't know why. Garland's still there. That's kind of the guy I was looking at. Forbes is there. Do we really need that many linemen? Probably not. Will I be going with that many linemen? Probably. 30 reps. I actually think I do like Luke Walton more, but he is a day 3. Didn't participate. Yeah, I'm not going to go for him. I'm actually going to go with the DT because I can go with that day 3 late. Forbes, please. Nice! Hidden dev. Last second decision as well. Probably doesn't matter too much because I don't think he's going to start, but 29 is going to be the center, Walton. And that'll be the rest of our draft, which I love. I think we had a pretty good draft if that is how it goes. Did we land a normal dev? I don't think we did we? Walton? And he ain't a normal dev either, so I don't think we did. I think with Walton being picked there... Was there? I really can't remember. I don't think so. We did so many trades that I've already forgot who the hell we took. We took 2 linemen, a DT, and a linebacker, I believe. Unless there was one more player in there, and that is the normal, but I'm pretty sure we didn't. I think we picked at 9, 16, 29. Then wait, where's the next dude? I don't remember, but everyone is hidden dev. That's all that's all I know, and that's all that matters. I don't know who should play left tackle, though. I thought Hunt was bigger. Actually, I think he's only 6'2". No, he's 6'5". Never mind. Let's find out what his dev is while we're here, though. Man, my memory is really getting bad. This is kind of sad. Star dev. Big dude, though. Here is the squad for the final season. Not a whole lot has changed. We have our new superstar center, who's already a 79 overall once we get that upgrade point in. Then Hunt, the left tackle, is a 73. Flaherty is already a 78, but he doesn't have star, so his ceiling's a little bit lower, obviously. Linebackers, I would have loved to see Quay get a dev up, but just didn't get it. And then pass rush, we're going to change the scheme because this team, this D-line, should be putting up 40 sacks as a group easily. And I don't even think they've gotten to 30 yet. This is like almost debatably better than him getting a superstar. He gets 10k XP, 10k XP, 10k XP. It works out better. 46 mil. Olave needs a contract. Carter needs a contract. Tippmann needs a contract. Valentine needs a contract. So as far as like most of these guys that go, maybe Valentine for a depth re-signing, but this is why we let go of those linemen. I mean, we don't even have enough money for these two. And it could have been worse by going for Anton Harrison. At least we have a chance to re-sign both of these guys. But if we took, Anton Harrison as well, I mean, that's a GG. As you can see here, we can't even afford Jalen Carter. So there's that. It's basically a GG already. Tippmann needs a contract in Valentine, but I think you just let them go. Can't afford depth. Can't afford our starters. I'd be very shocked to see that we did not get the bye week as we went 16-1. Who was the team that beat us? Who actually was it? It was the Browns of all teams, of course. We did beat the Cowboys by 7 in the regular season, but the regular season and the playoffs, we have learned are two very different things. Looking at Mahomes, obviously a great season. Number 1 in yards, number 1 in touchdowns. Don't know if he's going to be MVP, though, because 7 picks. EA hates turnovers. They despise them. 1,449 yards, 21 touchdowns for Taylor. Olave was amazing. Laporta was pretty good. Waddle was better, I think. Farrell, not bad. We are putting up some numbers, though. A lot of players getting numbers. Hunt was, basically the same as Anton Harrison. And did we have someone with 0? We did not. But some pretty good seasons here for the linemen in general. Pass rush, 14.5 for Quentin, 12.5 for Hutchinson, 10 for Cansey, 8.5 for Carter. That's okay. Deron Bland, finally star, or did he have star already? Like, did he get it to star last season? I don't think he did. Did he? I can't even remember looking at the damn things. Oh, didn't look at the awards. Whoops, coming back. MVP goes to Burrow again, bro. What is he doing to get these awards? Olave Player of the Year on offense, 5 for Quentin Williams on defense. No Rookie of the Year award wins. QB, running back at 2 this time. Wide receiver at 1. Our superstar center can't go any higher, I don't believe, but he did win O-line of the year in his first year starting. Quentin Williams at 4, Hutchinson at 8. Linebacker not on the list. DB at number 4. Kicker not on the list. Was it a bad season? I thought it was okay. No, actually, I think it was. I think he missed 5, right? I don't know. Memory's not my strong suit. Let's take a look at our opponent, the Bears. Okay, so last time it was divisional round against the Lions. This time it's against the Bears. We have 10 overalls on them. Devontae Adams and Kenny Clark. Okay, well, the NFC North tradition of taking old Packers players is very much so relevant, I guess. Let's take a look and see if we're going to cook. Are we factually going to cook and finally win a Super Bowl after that first one? Can we get the dynasty, quote-unquote? 2 out of 3, I think, is a dynasty. I know nowadays it's like, you need to win 3 out of whatever, but I think 2 out of 3 is a dynasty. It also kind of comes down to, like, how well other teams are doing, right? Like, if you win 2 out of 3, but no other team wins 2 in that same decade, then you're a dynasty, right? Because, like, you were the most dominant in that time span, I suppose. But Mahomes outperformed Minshew, as I would hope he would. Taylor 3 touchdowns as well. Took away from, Mahomes as well. Olave, great. Sack totals, Jermaine Johnson and Aiden Hutchinson with 1 for each side. Valentine with a pick, who's actually, for the first time in a while in a rebuild for me, developed. You know, he's almost an 80 overall. He's almost, he's star dev. He's only almost 24, so he's actually pretty good. He probably could start somewhere, and I will manually upgrade these guys. Elam has really struggled to dev up, though. It's kind of been disappointing, not going to lie. 84 overall at this point. He started at, like 78? And, he's still barely developing. Maybe it's just zone coverage is really bad for upgrades, maybe. But the center is cooked. He's already an 83 overall, 1 offensive lineman of the year. Be cool if you could actually get to X Factor. Like, you don't need to add X Factor abilities. Well, I guess you do, because everyone's going to complain about something. You can't... If you're EA and you add X Factor linemen, but it doesn't actually do anything but change their XP, people are still going to complain. They'd be like, what's the point of having them? They don't even have abilities. It's like, okay, well, like, I guess let's add O-lineman X Factor abilities. You can only choose 3 X Factors to be active per side anyways, so why not, have an X Factor thing where it's like, the first 3 plays, they're almost guaranteed to not give up a sack. I don't freaking know. That's probably pretty OP, but something. It would be like, it would be dependent on the quarterback, I think. It would be like, or a running back one. It would be, have 5 runs this drive where the running back doesn't go backwards or something like that. And it would be active just for that drive only. And it would guarantee no win rate against him. I don't know. I don't get paid by EA any capacity, and I especially don't for creating ideas. The Jets are in the Super Bowl awaiting the winner of this one, but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. Why not? Why not add abilities for linemen? They're already superstar. Might as well go to X Factor. Why not? 3-0. The championship round. I forgot. We are the Packers after all. This is probably the most realistic rebuild we've ever done, and it's supposed to be fantasy style. 17-6, 24-6. Okay, we are cooking now, and no matter what they do on that drive, I think it's going to be a win for us, and it is. 31-9. Looks like we're back in the Super Bowl finally. Should have been in last year, but we had to play the stupid Cowboys who are busted in game. We've also played against some very average quarterbacks. Like, we have not played against the best of the best. Quentin Williams about to play against his former team. Got us 5 sacks to get us there. He really wants to go there. And Carrington Valentine... if you can't get Jalen Carter, why lose him? Because he's cooking. 2 picks in 2 games in the playoffs. Unsung hero. Almost said Samsung hero. To the Super Bowl. Against the Jets, of all the team drops. It would be really crazy if they actually had Rodgers. But obviously at this point, he would have been probably retired. But let's take a look at those dev-ups. See what we're cooking with. They're an 89 overall, so they're actually very good. Laporta probably, I think. He's almost a 99 overall, and I have all the XP sliders on the... was he already X Factor? I have all the XP sliders on the exact same I would for any rebuild. Mahomes, I would imagine, is max, because otherwise they would have probably upgraded him by now. That deep accuracy, only 90, while the other ones are 99. Defensively, though, was Joke already an X Factor? I don't remember if Kirby was a superstar. I can't remember anything. My memory is shot, let's be honest. Let's just be real here. I need memory therapy. I don't even know if that's a thing. Bland with 4 picks didn't go up in dev, though, which is really painful. But here it is, 89 versus their 94. The Will Anderson, Debo, and Josh Allen just talked about it. Didn't really play any of the tough quarterbacks yet. Well, here it is. Here it is, brother. Let's see it. Squandered opportunity with a year 1 Super Bowl, or will we actually become that quote-unquote dynasty? Dylan wearing 34 is a little disgusting, but fortunately he's not the only running back with 28. Green Bay, 3, 7 for the Jets, 10 for the Packers. Really good start, 17-7. Halftime had a chance to really put him away. Didn't do it. Second half had another chance. Threw a pick, I think. 20-7. Not putting him away, but the defense is doing its job as they allow only 7 points. And just like that, we have won another Super Bowl, 35-7. Now, I really am curious to do this pick 32, because while this was a very elite team, we didn't win the Super Bowl last year. The Cowboys were good enough. So I honestly wonder if we even win a Super Bowl at all stuck with the 32nd pick. I still think, I would assume that we'll build a better team than if like the CPU did it or whatnot, but I mean, that's another option, right? We do a, what is it called? We do the next one where it's stuck on 32, we draft the team, and if we succeed at that, then we do it where we're stuck on 32, but the AI drafts it. Then I feel like it's like, yeah, now we're really talking. Now we're in the end game. Like, we're in some ultra challenge business. But obviously this one kind of expected to go well. I just wanted to see what the best OP team we could really build was, and it was very good. Very good. Running back is definitely important to grab because you're just not going to get those numbers with like a random running back. So that's why we did that. Really good pass rush. Pick for Joseph. No pick for Valentine, which kind of disappoints me because he was having a pick every single playoff game. Want to see if he could continue that streak. Unfortunately, could not. Not an easy streak to continue at all, to be fair. But let's take a look at the overalls that we have. I also kind of want to see what our... let's actually just go to it right away. What our money situation was like. Would we actually be able to get Carter? So obviously the money fluctuates by how much players are making that specific year, which you could see. It looks like we have 40 mil, which is enough for Jalen. The problem is, I do not know. Did I sell? Did I actually skip re-signings? I might have actually skipped them. No, I didn't. We have to re-sign. We got to get new staff again. Oh my god, that's got to be a glitch. But yeah, I don't know. This is going to be expensive. I wonder if what is this? A close to home, has franchise quarterback, winning coach. I mean, clearly those things don't matter too much. If you want a winning coach and the winning percentage is 86%. 86%. I don't know what else you could ask for. And a 3-year 82 is what he wanted to ask for. Valentine has been too invaluable, I think. I also am actually really curious to see how good he is. But it's 4-year 20, which allows us to potentially lose Bland in the future, especially since the dude don't want to dev up. We do lose the depth with Drew Sanders, and we do lose a really good starter in Joe Tippmann, but I think, once again, the position that takes the biggest hit in these rebuilds is the O-line position. It's a position that's not the hardest to draft, and how much does it actually matter? I don't know, because we see high overalls give up a lot of sacks all the damn time. But even though we just looked at Mahomes, I only kind of looked at his accuracies. I didn't really get to see if he went up in speed, and it would be helpful if I actually knew what his base speed and all that was, but that's what our Mahomes looks like. Jonathan Taylor gets to 99 overall as well, with 96 speed, 96 excel, and 91 agility. So with the +3 from the staff that you can get on a lot of different OCs, that's 99 speed for a 95 trucking, 99 stiff arm, 92 juke move running back. You would love to see that spin move up, but it is what it is. He is an amazing running back, obviously. Then we look over at Olave, who got to a 98 overall. Release is 96. Medium and deep are great. Catching's amazing. Speed is up there. Short route's a little low at 85, but that's still really good. And he is solid. Of course, Waddle, I don't think he's going to be even close to complete. 27 already as well. Release is really not great. Medium and short are decent. Deep is iffy. Catching's pretty good. And then obviously very, very fast. That's what you're kind of getting with him, though, is you're getting that speed. You don't really need the route running if you can just outrun everyone. Sam Laporta, I don't know. I think that's his base speed. And his excel, I think, is the base as well. But catching, route running's amazing. Just really good, obviously. Very, very good. O-line, anyone I wanted to look at? Not particularly, right? I guess Skoronski, because he's like a 90 overall. We'll take a look at him, see how good he is. Amazing pass blocker. Okay power blocker for run, and then finesse for run is not great. So definitely a little bit lesser of a run blocker, but definitely can get the job done. Then we move over to the defensive side of the ball where Trenton Simpson has that super huge contract, but really hasn't developed super well for us. What's his archetype? Oh, that's why. Well, we got ourselves a good speed rusher. I didn't even notice that. How is an off-ball archetype even speed rusher anyways? Was he just that low of an overall? Joke, always he's always a coverage guy, so you get what you're expecting with him. And then Quay, he ended up being an 87 overall. Maybe not worth the pick. I don't know. It's because he's run stoppers higher than field general lately. Might have just got back to archetype field general as his highest, but he's obviously good. It's just I've expected more from him lately. Him and Nick Bolton usually dev up really high. Joseph's an 86 overall, 25 years old. He's obviously set up for the future 87 zone and would love to see the speed go up, obviously, but haven't really seen that from him. Then we move on to the free safety, Mr. Kyler Gordon, who is an 86 overall with an 89 zone, 77 man coverage. Very good safety. That's a really good pick to be a safety for you in a fantasy draft because he stays so long. Deron Bland, another really good, just value piece, but for some reason just didn't want to dev up for us. He's amazing. He's 27 now, though, with normal. So imagine when it got to star or superstar, I would have devved up even quicker and, developed quicker. And he would have obviously, not regressed soon, which he definitely will. Elam, fast. Man covers in great, though. Then we move on to the Holy Grail, which is this insanely talented D-line, which we're actually able to keep intact. Kalijah Cansey, 92 finesse move, 80 block shed. The speed with the size. Strength isn't great, but at least he's a finesse move guy, so it doesn't matter as much. Hutchinson, 95 overall. Would have thought he would have got to a 99, but 96 finesse move, 84 power move, 82 block shed, very good tackle, play rec awareness, decently fast. 89 strength is crazy for a pass rusher, especially of the edged variety. Jalen Carter, almost always a run stopper, and I imagine that's going to be the case here. 83 power move, 91 block shed, super strong, great tackle, play rec's great. Insane athleticism for his size. 84 speed, 90 excel for a DT is crazy. And then Quentin Williams, the GOAT of all GOATs. 97 block shed, 93 power move, 81 finesse, and 95 plus in everything else that matters. Of course, speed is up there too. And that is basically it. I guess we'll take a look at Moody. I don't remember if he won Kicker of the Year. I don't think he did, but Moody in 99 kick power, 89 accuracy. That's pretty much it, though. Like I said, if you guys want to see the second part of this, if you will, where we draft as a 32nd pick overall team every single round, leave a like. I think it was, 200 likes? That's pretty easy for you fellas out there. And if you're new, maybe subscribe. Do a ton of franchise stuff, ton of rebuilds. And that's pretty much that. If you're not new, I really do appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR Plays. We just finished Spider-Man 2, so I don't know if we'll do a new series and, start the game now, finish it next December. Basically. But hey, the videos are still coming up there. It's just, sometimes they're a little bit slower. Like me. Might be Bison's tomorrow, probably, but that rebuild likely as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully come back for next video. But until next video, I'll see ya.